Hello, hi, I'm Arnav Rao. Thank you for Red FM for having me here. They were very kind. They sent me a car to pick me up and bring me to this studio. And in the car, they was playing Red FM. And I asked, is it mandatory that in the car that Red FM has to play? And the driver very kindly is like, no, sir, what channel do you want? And I said, no, Red FM, bajate raho. See what I did. No, there's no one to see only. It's okay. See, whoever's listening to this right now, like I'm speaking right now, but technically for you, I am in the past and you are my future. So this is damn weird to do, guys. There's nobody here. There's one guy behind the camera. He is not happy. It's okay. It's okay. But we're all trying to stay safe. It's cool. Gonna try doing something. Who knows how this is going to fly? But I think look, they told me also. Okay, they said like no bad words. Okay, this is for radio, so no bad words. And I'm okay with that, but I just feel like the word bad is subjective. Like the words that are bad for me are different from words that are bad for other people. Like words that are bad for me are like good morning, uh, because that means that firstly I'm awake in the morning and somebody else is finding it good. That's not the case. Another bad words for me is a plant-based meat. Why? What in this Venn diagram of vegetarians and non-vegetarians, who was feeling left out that they decided to create this? But they said, okay, clean content, and I can do clean content. But they didn't say that I can't be controversial, right? So buckle up, okay?
No, you can't be controversial as well. We told you that. We told you.
Oh, so clean and not controversial.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I look. I have jokes. I have jokes. Wait. I look. Uh, can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that. Oh, no, wait, that also I can't do. Wait, I have one more. This nobody can get offended. Okay, it's a joke on fruits. Right? I mean, it's allowed. No, fruits is allowed. Okay, so what is an Android user's favorite fruit? Pineapple. Because they pine for apple. Get it? No, I'm so sorry, guys. I just realized that joke is also controversial, right? Like Android users can be like, no, I don't like pineapple, and I'm so sorry I offended you. Apple users can be like, no, I really love pineapple. I'm so sorry I've offended you. It's weird, guys, but I completely understand. I know as a comedian, I shouldn't be the one saying this, but I'm actually all for censorship. Like, no, it is. I'm for censorship, guys, because okay, this is a true story, guys. In my school, every batch that was graduating, they'd have like a farewell assembly that was organized where they'd make us say farewell to our teachers. Like, because we so badly wanted to do that. And because I was one of the people selected, I did jokes. Okay. And on my teachers, I was the only one who did jokes. But I did it with teachers who like I'd built a rapport with, right? I was leaving the school after like almost 9 years. It was my sports teacher, right? And he and I had developed a bond because he taught us how to punish juniors without breaking like the Geneva Code of Convention. Like I'm serious. Like when I became a school prefect, best punishments, right? Because there were juniors of mine who I hate to say this and admit it, but they were more fit than I was, right? Like they're athletically more capable than I am, but I am the senior and I still have to punish them. And one of the most common punishments in our school was you run 15 laps around the school ground. And this kid was like, yeah, I can run 15 rounds. And I was like, cool, you come with me. Except I didn't make him run around the school field. I made him run around that small circle in the center of the basketball court. So by round 9.5, he's dizzy and he never messed with me again. And this is all thanks to my sports teacher. And so I wanted to thank him at that farewell where I basically did an impression of him, right? The way he used to encourage us was he knew two words, so he'd just say them again and again. Just, come on! That, like, okay, I know you don't know him personally, but that's a spot on impression, okay? The school laughed. He laughed. He came up to me and hugged me after that saying, thank you so much for doing that. Everybody sees me as this strict disciplinarian, but you making that joke, like you welcomed me in the fun. And we hugged and he's like, thank you so much. Now people think I'm a fun guy. I left school. Now, 5 months later, I go back to collect my board results and he just starts yelling at me in front of everyone, right? Like they're like my classmates, juniors, parents, teachers. He's just yelling at me, all right? He's just yelling at me, and I don't know what or why he's upset. And I also was like quite confused, okay, because he was essentially listing out his past achievements, but he didn't mention that they were achievements. So I thought they were failures, and I don't know why he was upset about that now and with me, right? Like he's like in 1972, in my district 100 meters, I came bronze medal. I was like, that's a failure story. He's like, no, I'm proud of that. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, in 1986, I came 103rd in Coimbatore table tennis tournament. I was like, that is not an achievement. And he just left. He's like, these are my achievements, and he left. And there was a teacher of mine who was laughing throughout this entire thing. She comes and she explains. She's like, listen, it's not really your fault. I said, oh, thank God. And then she paused and she said, no, actually, it is kind of your fault. So what did I do? She said, look, you did that joke in front of the school assembly. They laughed. You left. Okay, but ever since then, like any kid, like 4th grade and below, when this guy is trying to get them to do something, they just look at him and go, sir, come on! And then just run away, right? And I understood, the Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibility. That joke, my joke was a great joke, right? It made him fall in love with me. But then that joke in the wrong hands, poor man lost all sense of authority. And the only way to regain his authority was to publicly shout at me. Right, and I understand because years later, and I'm very sad to say this, but for a brief period of time, I started teaching. Right, I crossed over to the dark side, and it really messed with my head because I understood. Right, and okay, don't think of me teaching as like some noble cause. No. It was for the law entrance exam. I used to be a lawyer, and so I was hired for that. It was very lucrative, and that's why I did it. But you have to understand something. I'm teaching 16 to 19-year-olds who dream of becoming lawyers. So essentially the worst people that society has to offer. Right? No, and okay, you can't get offended at that because okay, half of them can't vote anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's okay. Right? But they're just horrible people, okay? They think they're damn smart, they're very rude. And the reason I know this is because I was that kid, right? And now I have to teach these children. And I realized that after my first class, it's not going to work, right? Because they're too smart. You have to be smarter than them. I like the kids who came to sleep, no problem whatsoever with them. Like I wouldn't even wake them up. I was like, look, their parents have paid their fees. I've received my salary. The only person not receiving what they're supposed to is you. You sleep. But the smart ones would ask questions like, sir, why do you smell like rum in the morning? I don't like those kids, okay? Can't question me when I don't want to be questioned. And I realized after 1 week, I have to do this the way things have to be done when you have to retain authority, right? The first thing I did, I walked into class, I split them up into different teams. So now they're working against each other rather than against me, okay? It's sad to say this, but divide and rule is a very effective strategy. Right, and also no phones allowed in my class. I was very adamant about that. No phones allowed in my class because if you take away their internet, they have to listen to what you have to say, right? So now they're paying attention, and then I realized slowly through the classes that I was doing, they really genuinely believe that if they do well in that exam, it's because of me, and I didn't want to disagree with that. But the ones who were not going to do well, I could tell the ones who were not going to do well. I had to make sure I told them that you can't hold me responsible for your failures, right? And I told them the best way possible. I explained it to them. They learned 2 very valuable lessons in that way. The first is, no joke about this, but I told them that all these entrance exams that we write, these are, I know I was joking about these kids, but they're really, like, they're very smart, highly motivated. So they're just looking for extra entrance exams, right? And that's something that I can't relate with. But I told them, like, these entrance exams in our country, they're not going to determine whether you're going to be a great engineer or a great lawyer or a great doctor. No. It's just step 1 in dealing with our population problem. Okay? That's what it is. And so basically I've blamed our population, not my failure as a teacher. But what I've really done is teach these kids on how to go back to their parents and explain to their parents, it's not really my fault, it's a population problem. And that's truly being a lawyer. It's learning how to deflect responsibility. Right? That's the best lesson I could teach them to train them to become lawyers. Deflect responsibility, either away from yourself or to something else. And thank you so much. That's been my TED talk. If you're wondering what a TED talk is, it's basically a TED talk plus tragedy or comedy. You get to decide which one in this. Leave it in the comments. I can't even see them. So say whatever you want to say. That's been my time. Thank you so much. Stay safe, practice, read, relax, experience distancing, and this has been fun. I hope it was fun for you. Thank you so much. Man, I didn't say even once. Okay, like you can't say.
Still on, buddy.
Red FM 93.5